He's heating up.
Let me make myself perfectly clear. I don't wish, any coach gets fired. I just hope that Doc Rivers is seen for what he is. A mediocre coach that's had great talented teams, and he couldn't get them over the hump. Now, everybody talking about how Joel Embiid stunk up the joint, how James Harden didn't show up. We already know who they are, and we're holding them accountable. Why are we not doing the same thing for Doc Rivers? Why is this such a bad thing that we point out that Doc Rivers has had significant flaws as a head coach? Everybody loves to talk about 2008 and, how he really, got the guys together on that championship team in Boston and, the successful years he's had after that, and then the 7 years in the Clippers. Outside of 2008, he has consistently proven that he cannot be trusted as a head coach of a championship team. Consistently. He is 6-10 in game sevens all time, repeatedly giving up series leads, including this series where they had a 3-2 lead going into a home game to close out the series. You don't get the job done, and the best player on the other team is 1 for his first 14 shots. How do you not survive that? How do you not pull that out and get a dub? Now, look, I'm of the mindset it's 50-50. 50 Embiid, 50 Doc Rivers. We'll start with Doc Rivers since we already on a topic getting fired today. Let's talk about the fact that strategy-wise, you're the head coach. If I see that their strategy is to double team my best player as soon as he puts the ball on the floor, why am I consistently going to an isolation play with him on one side of the court where everybody is a step over waiting for him to put the ball on the floor so they can trap and double team him? Why are we not making adjustments here? Now, the other issue with the adjustment is this. I heard someone say, I don't remember who it was, but they were like, one of the problems with Philadelphia is they can't go to the pick and roll with Harden and Embiid because they took away the pocket pass. Oh my God, they took away the pocket pass? What are we going to do now, Batman? Come on, bro. You are the MVP of the entire league, and you're allowing people to make the excuse for you that because they took away the pick and roll pocket pass with a former MVP and the current MVP of the league, that somehow is going to stifle your entire offense. Make it make sense. Now, everybody, they've been on this playoff Jimmy thing. That does not mean he's going to score 30, 35, 40, and 50 every single night. That means he's going to do whatever is necessary to get the job done when it comes to the playoffs at a very high level. We've seen the New York Knicks make it a point to trap him, double team him. Guess what? They have a Hall of Fame level head coach, one of the greatest to ever do it, and certainly the best over the last 13 years. They had a coach that said, you know what? We can do two things. We have Bam Adebayo going, we have Kyle Lowry locked in, and we have Max Strus on the floor. Why don't we move Jimmy out the way, have him set screens for everybody, draw some of that attention away so that we can then get some rolls, so we can then get some wide open threes. Then there was a situation where they say, you know what, let's put the ball in Jimmy's hand and use him as a decoy, accept the trap because we know he's going to make the right play. When it comes to X's and O's, simply put, James Harden doesn't have it rolling. Joel Embiid doesn't have it rolling. So why don't we try something else? Why don't we try going to another option? You have Tyrese Maxey, you have Tobias Harris. Why are we consistently going to isolation plays on one side, and then you look at the other side and Jason Tatum, he has 26 points in the first half. He has 25 points the second half. Why isn't it a conversation amongst the coaching staff in Philly that says, you know what, maybe we should double team him. Maybe we should get the ball in the hands, kind of like what they're doing to us with Embiid. Maybe instead of putting Melton on the island, putting Maxey on the island, Harden on the island, putting all these guys on the island with the hottest player in the gym, maybe we should take the ball out of his hands. That's just a thought, because you can't score on one side and he's going off for 51 on the other side. Make it make sense. Now, that's just the strategy. That's just the coaching, and also let's not forget the history of Doc Rivers going 6-10 in game sevens. and giving up multiple leads in series, being up 3-1 against the Houston Rockets, being up 3-2 in this series. You give up a lead when you're Boston and Miami. You have a chance to close that out in Boston. LeBron comes in, kicks your door in, and gives you 46 and 18. Now, what also bothers me is this. You can look and tell that Joel Embiid didn't have a great 6 and 7. Harden, he had spurts, a couple 40-point games in the series. But instead of going to the podium and taking full responsibility for what just happened, you say this.
We all got to look at ourselves. I got to be better, and I will be better. That's what I'm focused on. You know, all of us, we got to, you know, come back and find ways to just keep improving and, you know, help the team. You can't win alone. I can't win alone. Me and James, we just can't win alone. You know, that's why basketball is played 5-on-5. So, you know, we just need everybody to just, you know, try to keep finding ways to get better, and, you know, we'll be fine.
Now, there's only a handful of people in the league that I can say actually has the right to make that statement. LeBron, Steph, KD, Jimmy Butler if he wanted to, Nikola Jokic. There's only a certain handful of guys that can say that. Because quite frankly, in those situations, they're going to have a monster game. They're going to leave it all on the line. There's not going to be any questions about what's in here. No questions about that. All right, they're going to leave it all out there. You could make that statement if you didn't have 15 points on 5 of 18 shooting in a game 7. As the most valuable player in the entire league, you could make that statement if that wasn't the game you had. You could also make that statement if Tobias Harris didn't have 19 points, going 4 for 4 from the line, 7 of 13 from the field. You could also make that statement if Tyrese Maxey didn't have 17 points, 2 of 6 from 3, 5 of 5 from the line. So those two guys did their job on that day when you were supposed to be the guy to handle your business. And guess what? If you want to take it a step further, PJ Tucker had 11 points, 3 3-pointers. I don't want to hear anything else about Nikola Jokic and Embiid. Who's better? Because guess what? Nikola Jokic has been to 3 conference finals. Philadelphia has been to 3 straight conference semifinals. And they have not made a conference finals as long as Embiid has been there. They have not made a conference finals as long as Doc Rivers has been there. Guess what? Jimmy Butler, Miami Heat, they're going to their 3rd in 4 years. Boston, they're going to their 3rd or 4th in that many years. Milwaukee Bucks, they already have a championship. The Philadelphia 76ers is the only team that's missing out on this party. So going into the next season, I don't want to hear nothing about Philly. I don't want to hear nothing about them being a championship contender. I bet not see Miami sitting at the bottom. Everybody talking about, you know, they don't have enough. No. They've proven time and time again that they deserve to be in that conversation. Boston is legit. Milwaukee is legit, and so is Miami. But Philadelphia being a top 3 in the Eastern Conference is a laughable matter, considering the fact they have never proven to me that they are worthy of that title. I don't care who you have on the roster. Get this video a like, subscribe to the channel. That's one more for the good guys.
He's heating up.